So I'm interviewing Miss Hooks for the school library media. And Miss Hooks, can you tell me what your position is?
Yes. I am the school library and media specialist at Clinton Hills Elementary School, Richmond County.
How long have you been a media specialist?
My first year's media specialist was uh, 2013-14.
Okay.
So what is that? 8 years? No, it's about 10 years.
And what made you want to leave the classroom to enter this role?
Um, I decided that I did not want to be a classroom teacher for the next 20 years. So I knew that I needed to stay in education because that's where I was vested. And so I decided to take this route to become a school media specialist.
Okay. Where'd you go to school to get your school library media degree?
I took courses at Cambridge University. They had a campus here um, back in the late 2000, 2008, 2009. They had a campus here, and they were offering that. So that's what I took it. Cambridge is out of Massachusetts, but they had a campus here.
Is there anything that you didn't receive in that program that you wish you had been included?
Yeah, most importantly, I wish that the program had extended to the specialist degree,
Mm-hmm.
and it did not. I went for my master's, and that's how I got my degree, become a library media specialist teacher.
Oh, so you wish that they had offered the EDS.
I do. I wish it had offered more, and I also wish it had been a combined technology degree too.
Oh, okay. Um,
Instruction technology, yeah.
yeah, my school they have both tracks. What professional organization are you a member of?
I'm a member of Georgia Library Media Specialists Association. So far as that,
Okay. Um, does our district pay for that, or we have to pay for it ourselves?
we have to pay for it ourselves. If our district does pay for it, I don't know.
Oh, okay. And then these are questions that are pertaining specifically to the role. How do you determine the collection needs of your library?
First and foremost, I go to our collection reports that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're called tidal wave analysis, and I look to see where we're at. That is how I pretty much decide what needs to be weeded, what is too old, what is out of date, what areas need to be built up.
Mm-hmm.
I spend a lot of time with that, and beyond that, I'm supposed to do a lot for bringing in materials that are going to support the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
At the same point in time, I need to have my kids enjoy reading. So I spend a lot of time and a lot of money trying to build up books that are at their level and books that are enjoyable to read.
Okay. Um, can you tell me about your technology background prior to becoming a media specialist?
Ooh, wow. Prior to becoming a media specialist, I really had no technology background other than maybe some Microsoft products. Being able to basic function a computer, a PC, that's about it.
So, in your current school, what role do you play as far as the technology specialist?
First and foremost, I am not the technology specialist.
Mm-hmm.
I am more of a troubleshooter, first responder. If there's something going wrong with the technology at school, I will step in. The teachers will call me down to see if there's something that I can do. Um, but so far as a technology specialist, I do not claim that role at all.
Oh, okay.
We have technology specialists, our IT techs that come in to try and fix anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So first, I know you said you mostly did the troubleshooting. Um, and that could take a lot of time out your day. Do you have like a
yes.
schedule that you tell the teachers, hey, um, shoot me an email and then I work on technology around these hours. Do you do that or how do you manage that?
I do not. I do not. It's flexible enough, and our teachers are actually skilled enough now that I don't have to step by the media center as much as I used to in the past to fix things and work things out. Our teachers are very skilled at that too. My thing is coming in to figure out what's wrong with your Promethean panel. How come this is not working on your Promethean panel? How come you're not connecting the screen share properly? That's kind of what I do with them.
Oh, gotcha.
What's your question again?
It was
I think I skirted the question.
no, I was just asking about how did you manage the technology piece along with all the other duties of a media specialist.
No, if they have a question, if they have a concern, they're right down there. They're sending notes down to me. They're sending me emails, and I just try and do my best to. If I could stop what I'm doing, I'd go out and handle it. That's kind of what is expected.
Gotcha.
If I can stop, go ahead and handle it. Help them out. Support the teachers. Support our kids.
Okay. Let's see. This has to do with professional development. Do you normally lead any professional development in your school?
No, not normally. Now there are maybe a couple of times a year where I'm instructing our new teachers on how to build their websites up or how to work with the Mayan program, um, how to access Canvas and kind of function on Canvas, how to function on your new active panel. But so far as professionally, no, it's not the norm anymore for me to lead them.
Oh, so when you initially started, was that the norm for you to do the professional development?
It was go out and learn it
Mm-hmm.
and then come back and redeliver it and then help everybody through it as time goes on.
And was
And
that
there was
most?
then in the
Mhm.
past, media specialists also used to they also used to have professional development countywide where we would hit just like we have our professional development now where we go to a school
Mhm.
and we might listen to somebody or watch some demonstrations. Media specialists used to do that too, but we don't do that anymore.
Oh, so during that time, was the professional development, would you say that was more technology, library resources, materials, or equipment, or maybe a combination of all?
It was more materials
Okay.
and resources, and yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Now, the technology too, because we also used to, Richmond County used to train us on all the technology before they hired the techs. So,
Oh,
because we were trained on all the technology, we were, masters in the school who knew so much about it. And it was our job to come back and deliver it and teach everybody how to use it. But
hmm.
that is not the case anymore.
Oh, so is that mostly now left up to the what are they called? Instruct the technology specialists, the ones
The
downtown?
instructional technology specialist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next question is about reading. Um, what role do you see the school librarian and the school library playing in the overall reading program of the school?
Well, in my reading, my overall thing is that my job is to keep the children interested in coming into the library, to help them get books at their level so that they can practice the reading that they need to practice. So they're not frustrated. They're actually trying to learning how to read by practicing within their stretch band levels. That's what I try and do when the children come down. Try and guide them to the right books to purchase, not purchase, but check out.
So your library is set up by the Lexile levels.
My library is set up by three different reading program ranges, definitely Alexile, Fontenay Pinnell, or guided reading, and it's also set up by AR ACOS.
Oh, okay. Do y'all do AR at your school?
No,
No, okay.
that's not in my budget to pay for it, and it's not something that our teachers have asked for. It's not something that any of my principals have ever said they wanted to pay for again. So
Let's see. As far as how do you encourage struggling readers?
I try to encourage them I try, when they come in for read alouds and stuff of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about books. I try to get them to see the joy of it, try to make any type of reading event that I do fun
Mm-hmm.
so that they stay interested in it. And most of all, I try to guide them to the right books. I try to get the books in there that maybe high low, books that reluctant readers want to read, graphic novels. Um, if there's a favorite series, I definitely make sure I keep that series up and buy as many of those as I can, or favorite author.
So are the graphic novels mostly for like kids, the high-low students, those reluctant readers?
Yes, and it's not just for reluctant readers; it's actually for all of our readers. That is our preferred book, our preferred genre in my school.
Okay. I asked that because it's the same way in middle school as well, but I'm like trying to get the kids to open their minds to different books besides graphic novels because there's not that many graphic novels that I can order, and then I just don't want to order graphic novels as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely understand
Um, what are you current wait, as far as reading for pleasure, what genre do you enjoy?
that. I like fiction. I like first of all, my favorite genre would be children's fiction, honestly. Um, but so far as my personal pleasure, I tend to go for
Okay.
romance novel fiction. Mm.
What are you currently or have you recently read for pleasure?
Most recently, I finished the Bridgerton series because I got interested in the television program on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
So I decided I wanted to know all about those characters. So I read pretty much all of her books, Julia Quinn's books. They date back to the 2000s. And then continue on with some fan fiction on that.
Oh, do you find the book better than the series?
Hmm.
Or is the series better?
The series is better. Each book kind of focused on one couple
Oh,
or
gotcha.
one of the siblings and what they were going through. The series delves into, you have to keep the storylines going. It has three or four different storylines going in the series.
Right.
And when the series diverges from the book, it upsets me. But then
Oh,
I just remember they have to keep it entertaining. They're trying to build their audience, keep their audience. I know what that entertainment is all about.
got you.
Yeah.
Um, what are some ways that you feel the media specialist can promote and encourage professional reading among the faculty?
Professional reading.
Uh-huh.
Encourage the professional reading. Jeez. Well, we do. I do share, and as a general, as a as in general among all of our teachers and staff there, if there's something interesting going on or something worthwhile reading,
Mm-hmm.
we do promote it um, to each other through emails, through flyers, whatever it may be. Uh, if there's an interesting author, interesting lecture, or a different interesting book that's going to hit on what we need to hit on as a faculty to keep our kids moving academically. We definitely, to strengthen ourselves as teachers, we definitely share that.
Okay. And this goes back to teachers, but it's about reluctant teachers. What steps can the school librarian take to encourage reluctant teachers to utilize the library?
I think the easiest step probably to do is try to encourage them to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Try to show that we can help you get these kids down here and help them with their research projects. We can show them how to use the media center. Find some type of project that they can do that we can work on and collaborate together.
Okay.
And that helps teachers bring the kids to the library or send the kids down to the library.
Okay. And then this one has to do with COVID. So how did COVID impact your day-to-day operations?
It absolutely did. In my school, COVID pretty much shut down the library and media center. With all the things that were going on, the students had to stay separated. The media center was not considered a safe place. So I effectively started doing book carts.
Mm-hmm.
And I would end up in a hallway or in front of a classroom door pretty much every day. I had a schedule. Everybody took out books during COVID because I was at their door on time.
Oh, so your circulation actually increased.
It did.
Okay. So compared to I guess we spent about 2 years with the COVID. I mean, I know it's
Mm-hmm.
still going on. How's your circulation stats now compared to when you actually went to the kids?
It's less now because now we're back to um, the teachers sending the kids down either in small group or classes coming in for
Mm-hmm.
checkout. I also do enrichment classes, which is basically to cover our teachers for an extra planning session.
Mm-hmm.
So our children are checking out or not checking out, depending on what activity I do during those times. But we also have this year, I'm also making sure that they're coming down. Our principal wants them to come down twice a week because we need the books circulating. We need the children having an opportunity to read at least.
Right.
So it's kind of tough because our teachers, there's so much on their plate that they don't want to let the children leave. There's so much on their plate that they don't want to take the time to bring them down as a class for 20 minutes to check out books because there's so much in the curriculum that they have to fit in.
Right, that's true.
So right now, the circulation after COVID has gone down, but we're slowly trying to build it up, and that takes a lot of principal support. It takes a lot of our principals saying, "This is what my expectation is, and this is what you guys need to do." That way, it kind of like forces their hand to say, "Okay, I have to stop and I have to take them down for 20 minutes, or I have to stop and I need to send this small group down rather than having them do something in the classroom with me, small group, let them go down to the media center and check out some books, maybe do something with themselves."
Right. Do you oftentimes feel, because I struggle with that, and I'm like, I understand that the teachers are trying to prepare for Georgia milestones, and they have all this stuff they need to cover in the curriculum. But I often feel like, an organized teacher, like you mentioned, small groups, when they're in small groups, you could send down one group at a time to get a book. And then I also feel like, a lot of times the kids, when taking the Georgia milestone, they shut down because it's so much reading. The kids don't have that stamina to read. But if you made independent reading a part of your daily routine, I feel like that would help the students. But I just don't like, for the most part, many teachers just don't see that benefit.
I think they're under a different pressure than we
Right.
are. I really do. And at this point in time, I don't know, I shouldn't say that on
Yeah.
I remember our reading ability levels, our skills are so low. Or with my children at my school, um, we have too many students throughout the school who are at what we call beginning readers, and uh, so at this point in time, they're not functioning as readers. They're not reading, so they're not enjoying it.
Right. And then let's see. Oh, this has to do with, your budget. What are some ways that you're able to generate funding when school or district budget runs out?
The way that I do it is obvious. Is I choose to do book fairs because it works right in with the media programming. It's the easiest and the best way for me to earn extra money.
Okay. So you find the book fair, you find the book fairs pretty successful at your school?
I do. I do. At certain times, I've noticed at our spring book fair,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to make a lot more money there. So much that I can get a cash benefit out of it if I want,
Oh,
rather than
wow.
rather than taking like
The,
credits or scholastic dollars or something like that. So when the book fairs are very successful, I can get the cash benefit out of it, which would put money into my media account so that I could buy certain things like that if I feel like I need something to buy something.
and you briefly mentioned your principal's expectations that she wants the classes to go down twice a week. Are there any other expectations she has regarding the library program?
To try and make it interesting and keep it up to date.
Do you find her coming down there a lot to observe or not really?
Sometimes when I have the kids in there, she'll stop by or walk through to see what's going on. Just a very informal observation. Um, and then she comes down a lot when we're doing our news program, so that she can be on air too, so she sees what's going on at that point in time. But throughout the day, our principal and our vice principal and our instructional coach, they call themselves a core leadership team, and MTS, they walk around the building and they stop in and visit everybody for whatever reason.
Oh, so you do have a news show. Do you use that? What is it called? VRS?
VR spot.
Yeah.
That is what I'm using because that's the only way to distribute anything throughout the building now.
Oh, is it easy to use?
It's easy to use, but I need to become skilled on it. Not on the VR spot. I need to be able to learn OBS, which is open broadcasting, so that I can make it more interesting, so that I can add videos to it and openings and closings. Right now it's just heads.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can stream it. I love the fact that we can stream it now, because at my old school we still had a cable system. So everything that I pumped out went to every classroom on a television through the cable system. We don't have televisions in this building.
Right. And
So that was something that I missed when I came to this newer building.
oh, and
Yeah.
then this is an and then I think I have three more questions. Okay, are you seen as a teacher, administrator, instructional technology specialist, or a combination of all three at your school?
Support.
Support.
I am seen as support staff with a flair for the technology. um, I guess as well a teacher too, because I do teach my classes. But I think overall, I'm seen more as support. My job is to make sure that everybody is supported, to be the yes person, to figure it out for them if they don't have time to figure it out themselves.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned before that you didn't have an aide, but if you did, what are your expectations? What would be your expectations of that person?
Definitely to support me when I have my classes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly with the younger children, I would really like to do stations with them, but I find it very difficult when I'm in there by myself. Uh, Part of it is because of the way the media center is set up. It's not set up where I can view everybody.
Mm.
Okay, so if I had an aide in there, there's certain things that I could do, because then I wouldn't have to be at the circulation desk helping them check things out. I could go out more to the floor and I could help them find the right books. It breaks my heart when they're like, Miss Hooks, I want a book about a bear. And then I can't stop to help them find a book about a bear.
Right. Have you ever
So
had an
I
aide?
have to look on the shelves, because then they don't have their Chromebooks with them to go into Destiny, to use the Destiny resources, search set engines to figure out where the books are.
Right. Have you ever had an
So
aide?
there are times when I have to stop. Like, I can't help them the way that I want to. When I first started as a media specialist, Richmond County had aides. We
Oh,
had
so
aides
you
in the media center.
oh.
And then
Were
they
they
did away with that for budget reasons, I guess.
did you have that aide the whole time or was sometimes that person pulled?
No, that person, I had her for half a day, I think. She was considered office or
Ugh.
office person, and and or like the principal's assistant or something, and then also the media assistant.
Gotcha. And then this is the last question. What advice would you give to someone just entering the field of school library media?
I would say get together with your colleagues and share all of your ideas because you can't do it all by yourself. When we go to our meetings and I hear some of the things that other people are doing, it re-energizes me, and
Mm-hmm.
it helps say, oh, I need to try something like that in my media center because that program sounded like it went really well, or that little lesson sounded like it went really well with you guys. And also technology. With Richmond County, there's certain, let's just say softwares or technologies they want you to use.
Mm-hmm.
I would say stay ahead of the game and learn how to use it because you're always going to have to teach somebody else how to do it.
Hmm. Gotcha. Thanks, Miss Hooks. I'm going to stop the recorder.